Hello and welcome to our reporting season spotlight, your shortcuts to the results that matter. I'm Andrew Gagan. Well, BHP's dividend has slumped to an 8-year low as slowing Chinese steel demand drove its first half profits down. Underlying profit fell 23% to $5.1 billion US. Revenue slumped 8% to $25.2 billion US. Shareholders will receive an interim dividend of 50 US cents, fully franked, down from 72 cents from the prior period. The dividend is the bare minimum allowed under BHP's shareholder returns policy. Looking ahead, BHP says it's still navigating uncertainty around tariffs and flagged to investors that it expects labour market tightness to impact costs for the rest of FY25. Challenger will distribute a fully franked interim dividend of 4.5 cents per share, up 12% from the previous corresponding period, after posting normalised NPAT of $225 million. That's up 12%. It's on track to meet its FY25 earnings guidance, with the midpoint of the range representing 10% growth in FY24. However, UBS says it expects lower cash operating earnings from Challenger's Life division to drive consensus downgrades. Iron ore prices have hit Deterra Royalties revenue, which fell 6% in the first half. It will pay a 9 cent a share dividend, representing 75% of net profit after tax, down from 15 cents the previous corresponding period. Deterra has not provided guidance, but has committed to a minimum dividend policy of at least 50% of net profit after tax. And SEEK's interim dividend has jumped more than 25% to 24 cents a share. It says double-digit yield growth from variable pricing is largely offsetting weaker market volumes. It's guiding for earnings of approximately between $440 and $470 million for the financial year. And SEEK's growth fund will be selling down part of its stake in Employment Hero for $79 million, while retaining a meaningful stake in the business, it says. Elsewhere, Reliance Worldwide has boosted first half profit by a third due to the contribution of recently acquired Holman Industries to the business. Adjusted NPAT rose 12.3% in the period to $76 million US. Sales were up 15% overall to $676.5 million US, or almost 4%, excluding the contribution from Holman. An interim distribution of 5 cents a share has been declared, including 2.5 cent dividend and a 2.5 cent share buyback. And earlier, we caught up with Reliance Worldwide Chief Executive Heath Sharp.
It's been a tough environment for a few years now, and I'm very proud of the teams focusing on really those things they can control. I mean, a lot of things out of our control, like a lot of businesses these days, but I think the teams executed really well in an environment where inflation's still coming through, and where volumes are off, and yet we were able to deliver margin expansion, and that's honestly quite a satisfying outcome.
Deterra Royalties has posted a 19% drop in first half profit to $63.9 million, as the lower iron ore prices dragged on its bottom line. Revenue in the period was down 6% to $112.3 million. A fully franked interim dividend of 9 cents a share has been declared. It says the integration of its Trident portfolio is complete, while it has a strong balance sheet with $500 million of credit facilities, of which $186 million are undrawn.
Historically, we had a practice of paying out 100% of net profit. I think we'd always been very clear that as we moved into an investment phase in the company's life, that that would need to be adjusted to reflect that. When we announced the acquisition of the Trident assets in the middle of last year, we advised the market that we were moving into that investment phase, and so we would expect to see a revisiting of the payout ratio. But we did make it clear to the market that we would be targeting a minimum of 50% of net profit. The dividend that we announced today is approximately 75%, so very consistent within that guidance.
HMC Capital has reiterated its FY25 dividend guidance of 12 cents after announcing a fully franked interim dividend of 6 cents a share. For the first half, HMC has reported $18.5 billion in assets under management, up 45% from the end of June. First half statutory profit came in just under $167 million. Pre-tax operating earnings rose 240% to $202 million. HMC says it's on track to launch a $2 billion institutional platform in the next couple of months, and is seeing momentum pick up in its real estate division. Dexus Funds Management has lowered its first half distribution by almost 29% to 19 cents a security in accordance with its updated policy to pay out between 80 and 100% of its adjusted funds from operations. Profit coming in at $10.3 million, thanks to lower valuation losses on its properties over the period. Dexter says economical rents will keep supply in check while demand for its office buildings continues to improve. Baby Bunting has reported a 45% increase in first half statutory profit to $3.9 million. Comparable store sales rose 2.2%, while it has seen comparable store sales growth of 2.8% in the first 7 weeks of the second half of the year. Baby Bunting says it remains confident in achieving its 40% gross margin target for the full year. No interim dividend will be paid as it looks to support funding for the group's capital expenditure program and growth initiatives. And that is your reporting season.